Hey Springfield, I'm Dominique Gabriella, and you are watching Behind the Scene. And tonight I'm here with young Zealous, aka Michael Sykes.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for being here with us tonight.
Thank you guys for inviting me for.
I first want to start off with, what kind of music do you do? Tell people out there the kind of style of music you do, how long you've actually been doing it.
Okay. Yeah. I was just thinking about that recently. Like, I started off like as Christian rap and stuff like that, and I want to keep that in my genre. I want to have subgenres because I have a goal to try to bridge the gap between any type of genre. Like, I feel like I can do anything, like when it comes to music. Because if you love anything, like what, and you're talented, you can do just about anything. But there's one thing that I thought about as a Christian rapper. I wanted to be in the art of gospel trap music. It sounds different, but it's like trap music originated from like, drug dealing and stuff like that, like drill type music. It's like, that's what like the cities and the urban communities and stuff like that is into. But me, I call it trap music, gospel trap, because it's more of like saving people's souls. They call it the trap because of, drugs, and that's where it goes down at. Like an animal, so that's where stuff goes down at, It's just, so Tupac, one thing I was listening to was Tupac, Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, just the dopest rappers, just crazy.
Yeah, I used to listen to that stuff too. I used to listen to that stuff too.
Yeah, the boys have you hype, and I was like, God, like, and I was struggling with like cussing and stuff. I was like, oh, is this bad, this, that? Now I don't think so much cursing is really bad, really, because some different stuff off topic. But back on topic, watching them, and I was like, okay, so they sound dope like a mug. They sound lit. And I'm like, dude, I want to be like that. But I'm like, but not like that. I'm like, because he just got shot. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why the hood is going crazy. This is why people can't stay alive. That's the tightest, the tightest rappers and stuff like that. So somebody got to change it. Right. And I used to always go into the hood, Kenton, Missouri. That's where I'm from. I used to go into the hood with my homies and stuff like that. I didn't care who I was talking to. I knew a lot about God. I was like that hood preacher. Like, it was kind of like a DMX, but without, drugs, but I was like DMX. Like, they was like, this boy got a voice.
Right.
And he knows what he's talking about God. And I was like, something got to change. And so I was like, so as I got older, I came up out of Kenton, Missouri. That was like about 14 years ago plus. Came out of there, moved up here to Springfield with my mom, brothers and sisters. And then I ran into this guy named Sheldon Williams and Chris Carino. These guys were at this church called East Gray, and I met them. It's a black guy and a white guy, and so basically they're in an all conservative old church, and they somehow got rejected at one time. Long story short, this is what happened. They were into Christian rap, and I didn't even know that much about that stuff. I didn't know that stuff existed, and they would play some music in the car, like some dope. I'm talking some dope Christian rap. They would play the old, like secular stuff. Just to just to go back on some music or whatever, get the vibes or whatever. Then they play some Christian stuff. They were like, dude, you like that? You like? I was like, yeah, that's lit. Can I have that CD? And they let me have it. And I just, dang, I didn't know you could do this. So now, fast forward to the future and stuff like that. Like now, I was like, Jesus said something about like, I taught you to be fishers of men, and you got to be shrewd as vipers, innocent as doves. So he's saying, and he said the world, like the children of darkness, he said, are more shrewd in what they do, and the children of light are not as shrewd. Basically, he's saying, y'all need to do a better job at saving people's souls. Y'all like suck. Like y'all sucking at it. You gotta get better. That's basically what Jesus was saying. So when I heard the rap, I was like, I would tell my brother, like my little brother Derek, play some beats, some secular beats or whatever. And I would feel like the chills, we'd get so lit in the car, and people would be like, dang, that boy can rap, that chorus, keep that, like record that. And I have everybody hype. And so I learned how to encode, oh, my bad. But I learned how to encode spiritual stuff in my lyrics. People do that, like rock stars and stuff like that, like whatever. They'll encode their stuff all the time. And so I was like, I'm going to start doing that with my rap. One of my songs called I Got the Burner. And so, that sounds like a gun, right? You know what I'm saying? And I encode that with just like, the fire, God like within me and stuff like that. And so just little metaphors like that, it goes deeper, but I like stuff like that. It sounds like trap, make you feel like you're in an adventure, you know what I'm saying? Feel like you're on a hunt, you know what I'm saying? And you encode the words, you know what I'm saying?
So how is your writing process when you're coming up with something?
Shoot, I barely write, but I use my phone, but it's not in sentence form. It's like, oh, here's the punchline, like, Jesus came down to his lowest lane like Superman or something like that. Or you know what I'm saying? Then I'd be like, okay, that's enough. then I just stop. But if I really want to make a song, I get on my laptop and I download the beat and then I play the beat and I just start rapping one track and then a second track and I just keep going like this, like that. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, it's a verse. So there's scrambled words over here where I write it down in GarageBand and stuff like that. And that's how I get the ideas. Sometimes I just go for the vibe. I start making noises, you know what I'm saying?
What program do you use for the beats and stuff?
GarageBand. I don't make no beats. I don't make those. That makes it way more easier.
Yeah,
you know
for real. Just add the words and it's good. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's get to your first song. I mean, how we met is because you were at Space Odyssey open mic night, and I've never met you before. I was so impressed.
Yeah.
I don't really see a lot of the rapping community, the hip hop rap community, which is sad because I really enjoy it myself, and so we need more of that, especially a Christian rap.
Gospel trap.
I had no idea that even existed except for like 5 years ago. A neighbor of mine introduced me to it. I'm like, wow, and they have all sorts of stuff, subgenres and everything. So it's pretty amazing. It is. So with this, with what you performed at Space Odyssey open mic, tell me a little bit about those.
Okay. Well, I met Kevin Dunn at Veracruz Studios, stuff like that. Veracruz, thank you. I used to always say Veracruz all the time. Never got corrected. But I met him because one of the rappers, his name was Ian, and he was Iggy, that was his rap name. And so I was trying to do, media production, trying to film for him, and then I played a Kevin Gates beat and rapped to it, my 5 Over song. And then he was like, yo, what is that? He was like, yo, that sounded good. He brought me into the studio, long story short, and then he recorded it for free. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Man. That was crazy. Like,
that's so cool.
Professional studio.
You have a really good setup.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so, like, before that, I was always hanging out with people that didn't know how to really mix and master. They were just like, hey, dude, you got a good voice, come through. And it was just like, dude, I never invested in a professional studio. And that's why I never made a song back then, because I was always cheap. And they couldn't mix it good enough. And I was like, man. And I went to this place called Studio 2100.
Yeah, that one?
Yeah. That's whenever I made the song Out of No Way. And that was that one was fire. Like, he's just a professional, you know what I'm saying?
So is that one of those that you sang?
Yeah, Out of No Way, yep.
Okay, cool.
That was one of the top songs.
And what is that song about?
Oh yeah, Out of No Way, it's just like, well, okay. Just going back all the way back to when I was young, there was a lot of evictions in our house and stuff. A lot of we never stayed in the house for like over 2 years or whatever. And so we moved a lot. And my mom used to always say, "God will make a way out of no way when something good happened." And she was like, "I told y'all." And just looking at the human experience, it just seems like in life. It feels like life has a code to it, and it's the opposite of what we thought it would be. It's kind of like the civil rights movement. Like, who would think nonviolence would actually get people to come together? That's not the way humans work. So it's like out of no way, literally where we thought. It seems like everything that God has set up for us to get better is always the opposite route. Like working out, like working out, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to do that. That's like the opposite of what we want to do.
Right.
But like, it's the stress that nobody hardly want to take that actually is the way of life. And so it is like with a lot of things. So I'm like God makes a way out of no way. That's where you find that stuff at. And so I mean that's just a summary. That's not exactly what that song is always all about, but it's just like that kind of concept. Like
in a nutshell, that's what it is.
Yeah, in a nutshell. Yeah.
Well, okay, we are going to get to that clip, and we will be right back. Music industry. So being a Christian rapper, how does that affect you? If you were secular instead, do you think it would be different?
I feel like it would be different because automatically, well, I'm not going to say that. Okay, well, it's my perception that people get paid whenever they perform wherever they go, but it's not always like that. Mm-hmm. So I gotta understand the industry, Christian or not Christian, whatever. Just understand the reality that it takes some time that you gotta serve for free. Mm-hmm. This is stuff that I learned from Gary Vee, all type of people, all these people on YouTube talking about this stuff, and famous people themselves. Stuff is free for a little bit, and then they start getting money later. They get convinced. They be like, okay, this is the name we gotta get under. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta prove that, and you gotta prove it to yourself too. Because here's the thing: you gotta learn how to serve. Because once you get all that, like if you start getting money and stuff like that, you get beside yourself. God wants us to like he said, the greatest among you shall be the one who serves. Like, I'm like, you know, that's, again, the opposite of what humans sometimes be thinking. You were like, no, I gotta be the Lord at the top. I gotta be the God of rap. You know what I mean? You pay me. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. But the reality is that you're saving yourself when you're doing stuff for free in a sense, because you're reflecting what you would want done to you if you were in somebody else's position. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like you're doing something to your soul while you're doing something for free. And so I gotta prove that to myself that, hey, look, you're not gonna be corrupted. Don't sell your soul, like Roddy Ricch said. You know what I'm saying? You know,
right.
I just listen to that, but I just gotta grind through this time of you know being not paid and stuff like that, right? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you know, gotta make more songs. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Like,
now, you know, being part of the music industry and stuff, do you have any advice for other people that, because you're a little further than, you know, somebody that is just starting out and don't know anything about, you know, the genre that you do, but would like to get into it. You know, what would they do?
Oh yeah.
What do they go about doing to even get into it?
Yeah. So would you say, like, you talking about the subgenre or just
rap in general? Music, I mean, even with the Christian community, Christian community. I mean, what would they go about doing to even be a part of it?
Okay. So with music, I just made a video about this, and it was about creating songs. Okay. First of all, I was like, okay, start recording your stuff, like not recording like, you know, with a, you know, garage band, all that stuff. If you got it, you got it. That's dope. If you got your phone, like, you know, play YouTube, find a way where you can play YouTube and the beat and record that mug. Like, keep it as files. Like, when you take a shower or whatever, something like that. These small little hints and stuff like that. This is how I come up with songs. It sounds good in the shower.
Yeah.
It sounds good like a mug.
That goes.
It's for real.
Yeah.
And I use the water as auto-tune.
Nice.
It's a mess though. But just record that mug, because you may say something dope, and the beats makes your song. It makes the song the best. Like, it pulls stuff out of you. The hottest songs in the world, whatever genre, come from the person that made the instrumental. Mm-hmm. It's just ridiculous. And then some more advice. I would say how I was treated when I first started off as a rapper. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I knew how to rap, but when I was in the booth, it was a different story. Mm-hmm. There was a bunch of guys in there that knew how to rap, and they were in my group, my Christian rap group. The stuff that they would say, you'd be like, how can a person come up with that quick? Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo. And I was like the last, like, in the group, basically. Unexpected to you know, to do all the stuff that I'm doing now. But I was going to say, if you are the person that basically, like, you know, is not the best in your group or whatever, in your atmosphere, wherever, don't be discouraged by that, because, like, a lot of people looking up to me who, I'm not trying to say this out of pride, but I'm just saying this, like, the last should be first, the first should be last, in some sense. So you gotta start from somewhere. But if you are the last person in your group that can't rap, can't sing, whatever, stuff like that, don't believe that stuff. Eazy-E, he could not rap. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't rap. You know, so many people that couldn't rap, but they ended up being at the top. So it's like, let me get back on topic, but just know this. Stay around somebody that can give you good advice with music and stuff like that. Keep asking people. Sheldon Williams, he's a pastor at East Grand. His name is Serve, his rap name. He taught me how to count musical bars and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I was working at Mexican Villa, just writing lyrics on the back of paper bags. like for real. Like, every time the dish comes through, I get done, I get bored. I'm like, oh, that was lit. I'm like, oh man, I can't believe I just said that. That's sick. And then I write it down, come home, and I never get to read it.
Oh,
because it's just ridiculous. But he sat in the car with me one time, and he said, Mike, one of the guys, Chris, which is Seaworth, he's a classic rock musician and a rapper, Christian rapper. He said, basically, whenever you get better at rapping, I'll put you on my songs. But Serve, Sheldon, he always somehow believed in me. Like Chris believed in me too, but he didn't show me the elements of how to rap, like count bars and all that type of stuff. Buy your beats. They taught us all these simple things. And this is a big thing here, right here. Do not freestyle so long to where you're not getting nothing done. That was a big problem with us. Mm-hmm. We would go downtown, rap our hearts out, everybody, big old crowd. Mm-hmm. And we impressed everybody, but we didn't ever have a song. So if you're a new artist, a new rapper, whatever, don't sit out there just trying to impress people. Hey, let's go live, freestyle. You gotta learn when to stop that. Like freestyle on your phone, like what I was saying, record it, or get on your GarageBand. Do something about it now. Like, you know what I'm saying, don't freestyle your heart out and not have nothing to show for it. That was crazy for me. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that's some good advice.
Yeah.
So where do you think the rap community is here?
Yeah.
You know, where do you think it is in Springfield? Do you think it's moving forward, or is it still kind of stagnant? Because again, I don't see it as much. I mean, this is even before Corona.
Yeah.
You know, before we were all in that. But it's the Outland was like the only place that I knew.
Yeah. Right.
And do you know why there's not more?
I think I know why. I just thought about a place downtown that they have shows at, and so they have shows. They make shows. I don't even know how to explain this, but there's certain people that's ahead of making big names and artists come down here and stuff like that. So I don't know how they do it, but they do it. And most people don't know the reason why those famous people come into town is because a lot of those rappers get involved and they actually put on a show for them. And I don't know how they do it, but they know how to do it. Somehow somebody taught them how to do it, and they go. Sometimes it's at small little venues, so you don't know about it. I remember going to one. I can't remember where it was. I think it was on South Street, whatever. I don't know if that's South Street downtown.
Oh yeah, it's not there anymore.
It's not there. Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's a one like somewhere down there, and they're like they had shows there, but I guess they just die off. But I know there are rappers that are still alive here in Springfield, but their music videos is like the show for them. Like
because they're not like performing live, but they put out their videos. Yeah, I've seen quite a few of videos. And I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even know that person even lived here. It's really amazing.
Yeah, because the quality of the videos. But so I mean, what happens to them? I don't know. What was the question?
Like, is there like a rappers community? Is there like you guys have a forum going on, talking online? Do you guys have that?
Yeah. One thing I was about to say, okay, so iCandy is a good place where you can find artists like crazy.
Okay. iCandy is where again?
It's at the mall.
Oh, at the mall, yeah.
Battlefield Mall, and it's like they're very good with bringing in artists, like not just artists, but I'm talking about famous people. They come in there and they sign stuff in there, and they just like I can't remember who all went there. I know Soulja Boy came there, but that's just way back. But it's like all the famous people go to iCandy when they come to Springfield.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's just something.
Is it like the style? Maybe it's their style.
I think it's the style because I think iCandy is like some kind of urban like connection group or whatever like that. I don't know what kind of connection they got, but they just show love to iCandy like crazy. They always show up there. For sure it is the clothes. Like, cause them clothes, it will make you look famous. This shirt right here, you know what I'm saying? I got it from iCandy. Like that's what I'm saying. They will make you look like an artist, like a rap artist for real. So so
that's somewhere to start. Is go to iCandy, and they should point you in the right direction. So I want to talk about how do you go about promoting yourself? I mean, we're going to get to your music videos here in a little bit. How do you go about doing that?
Man, I've been suffering from not having a team. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know a lot about media production because I went to school for media production, and the passion is there too. Also, sometimes I get consumed in the marketing and stuff like that, and I need to make more music than I'm marketing. But somebody got to do it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of artists out there doing the same thing. They're doing it themselves, which creates a grind, right? But how do I do it? I just, basically, I use a lot of GIFs. What do you call it? GIFs or whatever?
GIFs,
GIFs or whatever. So I use that in some of my stuff. Or some people that just like my music, they just make a video themselves and they just send it to me. They be like, hey, I'm listening to your music. You know what I'm saying? They be like, they just do it naturally. And I would have told them to do it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like that's just how I am. I was like, hey, yo, we need to. Somebody got to do this and that, but they just do it themselves, and it just impresses me, it humbles me, and it motivates me a lot. So people will do it themselves. If they don't, then
so they find you online, and they just like, I was
inspired,
and this is what I came up with.
Yeah, them comments sometimes get you.
So how do you go about? I mean, so people even find you. I mean, on Facebook, obviously, but if people are just reaching out to you saying, hey, I actually did this for you. How do they even find you in the first place?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good question. In the Christian realm, like the Christian rap hip hop realm, there's this group called Hog Mob, and that's like a bunch of ex gangsters and stuff like that became Christians and stuff like that, and they do Christian rap and gospel trap stuff. So they have a big audience. Now I can't say that's where all my views come from, but when I go to some of these events that some of my friends, Daniel Wayne and James Rankin, would take me to.
So you're networking.
Yeah, networking. That's it. That's right. And so networking is how that happens. Sometimes, let's see, you could like ads and stuff like that. Try ads and stuff like that. Try that. A lot of people, they don't know about that, but try. I know that's not what people want to hear because that's annoying. You know what I mean? But just imagine if a song comes on as an ad, I'm okay with that.
Right.
But if it's like, hey, you want to know how to do this and that, Billy Bob, and eating fruit and goats and stuff, I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah.
But if it's music, I'm like, heck yeah, like let me check this dude out and stuff like that. So try ads, and so you just never know what you get. Like I got one comment, I'm just gonna say this random, like this, like it motivated me in a different way. There was this, it was a guy, he was a Satanist, and it's on my Instagram, and he said, he said, dude, your music is fire. He said, your music is fire. And I was like, I appreciate that. We start talking about God and stuff like that. He's like, bro, I'm a Satanist. And stuff like that. He said, I don't believe in God, but your music is dope. And I was like,
that's awesome.
I was like, now if that don't give me, that gave me the chills. I was like, man, you got something, you know what I'm saying? Like you can, you know you got it when the other side can actually say, I can listen to this. I'm like, so, and that's part of my main goal right there, like help people.
So just like networking, that's how you promote it. Networking.
Networking, right, yo.
Okay, so let's get to your first music video. And I like your music videos. They're really creative. Yeah. So let's talk about it. What it's called?
Which one?
The story behind it.
Out of No Way? Okay, so Out of No Way, Daniel Wayne, he volunteered for this song because this is one of my top songs. I Got the Burner was one of the top ones. That was produced by Kevin Dunn and stuff like that. But Out of No Way was like one of the top ones. They was like, dude, that hit because you were saying stuff that, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of Christians, you know, rappers, they don't always talk about the story all the time, and make it sound dope. They talk about the story. Actually, really, they do talk about the story, but they don't make it sound dope, like where it sounds like industry type of stuff, you know. And basically, one of the girls, let's see, from my church, she said, that was a weird pause, wasn't it? Yeah, I had to say it. I had to get that out there. She said, she was at my church, this girl, and she said, okay, we was talking about my music. And then one of the guys said, he was the youth pastor, he said, you would like this song, dude. Like, I'm trying to tell you, you would like it. She wasn't having it because it was Christian rap, you know what I'm saying? You know, she was like, it's going to be corny and it's going to be whack. That's what's going to happen. she didn't say that, but she was just trying to make that. She's like, and so she was saying basically like, you know, I don't want to listen to, you know, this Christian rap because it's going to be corny like most of the Christian raps or whatever she thought. And we talked about, okay, so she said that. And then I gave her the information, stuff like that. She listened to it, whatever. A week later, I was messing with her at church, stuff like that. I messed with her phone or whatever. And then I saw my music on her playlist or whatever, stuff like that. She's like, yeah, I'm listening to it. She's like, it's actually good. And she's like, because it sounds good. And then also you're telling us that everything is not rainbow sunshine, and you know, you're like, hey, Jesus on the way, you know, Jesus, without, you know, that type of stuff. It was like, hey, we was evicted a lot, you know what I mean, and you know, and my mom trying to get married, but she trying to find somebody, can't find nobody, it's just a lot of stuff, the real stuff happening in that song that people can relate to. And she's like, I can dig that. And so a lot of people say that, so they play that song just to get through a lot of depression too. Also, I've just found that out by a couple of comments or whatever. But yeah, so.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get to that video, and we will be right back.
You know that we came from God, yeah. He'll make something out of nothing. He'll make a way out of nowhere. He'll make a way out of nowhere. You know that we came from God, yeah. He'll make something out of nothing. He'll make a way out of nowhere. He'll make a way out of nowhere. You know that we came from God, yeah. He'll make something out of nothing. He'll make a way out of nowhere. He'll make a way out of nowhere. I remember what they said in the old days. Mama said he'll make a way out of nowhere. And all those blessings go before us today. And we was kept alive just because she prayed. And I know we was hard hit. She would pray to God, yeah, early in the morning. I know that we had problems. She's the reason why my faith has started. And I started to look up and I put my faith in the Godhead. We used to get put out of every house. Used to question what is life about. I would go down your holy route. If you please, Lord, just help us out. And my mama, she just wanted a spouse. Got her to work at 11 p.m. She was just jammed. The Whitney Houston, I just wanted to dance. She tried to find a good man, but she blew every chance. She said the struggle won't last forever. And now you see my people living better. And cause I follow the Christ, you can see in my life, everybody got better. Even my fam, even my friends. He make the burden lighter. If you follow the Christ, you know it get brighter. You know that we came from God, yeah. He'll make something out of nothing. He'll make a way out of nowhere. He'll make a way out of nowhere. You know that we came from God, yeah. He'll make something out of nothing. He'll make a way out of nowhere. He'll make a way out of nowhere. I gotta get my faith up in this battle, even if the snakes don't make 'em rattle. I gotta follow the narrow. I ain't even talking about dollar. I got no kuna matata. Gotta make a move from the bottom. Gotta stick to the Holy Bible. Then help our brothers follow. He'll make a way out of no way if we just look at the gospel. I know that it's possible. I know that we mess up. Yeah, I know. But we could just be a motto. Be on the grind like Otto. If we save a lot of souls, it'll stop us being idle. Open your mind and open your arms. You got a chance just to get on. Give them my application just to work in your life. Abraham with the knife. It's gonna take a good sacrifice just to see where your heart lies. Are you really gonna lie? Are you really gonna be willing and waiting for the prize? Yeah. Cause Jesus said that he died for you. He said that you was worthy. You cannot give up. No way, no way, no way. You know that we came from God, yeah. He'll make something out of nothing. He'll make a way out of nowhere. He'll make a way out of nowhere. You know that we came from God, yeah. He'll make something out of nothing. He'll make a way out of nowhere. He'll make a way out of nowhere.
So we're back, and I would like to start talking about etiquette
Etiquette, okay.
Yes, etiquette in the industry and what you have seen, some stories that you might have of bad and good, positive, negative, what you think you could have done better or they could have done better.
Yeah, in the industry. Okay, so
that's performers, bands, and venues.
Okay, let's see if we can track. Okay, the first performance was. I don't want to down anybody, for
right.
what the things.
Yeah, no names or anything, but we're just talking in general.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I need to basically check the microphone. You know what I'm saying? Like check the levels. Because some songs I talk low and it needs to be loud. If I'm talking low, like when I'm saying that we came from God, it needs the microphone need to be louder because I talk low. Even the social media addiction song, I'll talk low sometimes because I'm looking at the laptop and I'm looking down, and I shouldn't be doing that, but the song ended up turning out dope. You know what I'm saying? But I just need a microphone check. I need to do that. They need to do that, right? The Odyssey did a good job of that. Let's see. I went to. I'm learning. Like I said, perform for free, right? Perform for free. Don't get beside yourself, even though people tell you, they will tell you, like, dude, y'all sound so good, y'all should be getting paid for this. Then they get inside your mind, you be like, I should be getting paid for this. Like, why can't we, at least $50 or something, whatever. And, one time we was performing, we was told we was going to get paid, but we didn't get paid anything. One person took all the money or whatever, something like that. They were, it was a crazy setup because they just got everything that we were supposed to get, and we just forgave them and me, I'm very blunt. I'm like that's. I'm just blunt. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes you ain't got nothing to live for, but just to tell the truth.
Yeah, right.
So that's where that bluntness come from. You know what I'm saying? You got nothing to live for, but telling the truth. So I was like, yo, no, you got to tell him that needs to go at least to you or something for taking us all the way out of here.
Right.
It'd probably have to come to me about some more etiquettes that need to be worked on and stuff like that. As far as
well, have you seen other performers that you just wow, that was really cool of them to do, or the other way? It's like, oh, I cannot believe they did that. Do you have any stories about that?
Let me see. I would say not in the performance, but there was this guy. His name is I'm just gonna say his name because this is a good thing. I think it's Loso Hancho. I was doing pictures for him and stuff like that. He was an artist. The boy got swag like a mug.
Right.
Then I learned, I was like, if I dress like that, I will feel a little bit more confident. You know what I'm saying? In the spots that I don't feel confident in, because I look like an artist. You know what I mean? And so I was like, that's dope. The boy got the poses. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, that's how you do it. And in my music videos, there's certain movements that I did and that I got from certain rappers and stuff like that. I was like, man, if it weren't for that rapper, I would probably just been standing there. I don't know what I would have been doing if it weren't for somebody just looking cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, man, kind of okay. So one of my songs called it's not on the list, but I Got One Up On Me. At the beginning, you'll see me in this robe, and I'm walking slow motion. And that song I thought about Future. Future the rapper and stuff like that. He's he just got swag like a mug. So I was trying to carry myself in that I was walking in slow motion, stuff like that, just feeling myself, you know what I'm saying, slow motion is and I was like, dang, that's dope. And one thing that you do as an artist, practice those gestures, because when you look at it in the video, you're like, dang, that was dope. I looked dope when I did that. You keep doing that, What is an artist who does a certain thing? Okay, Drake. Drake, he'll do something like this, something like that, something like that, I don't know if you know about that, but he does a little dance, probably from a different culture, he probably got it from, but it's it's so smooth, and everybody know that he do like that, and I guess he knows that looks dope, so he always does stuff like that. And so, I would say, stick to those type of things. You see artists do try something that they do, and it'll give you a little bit of confidence in a music video. And here's a big thing that I learned. I'm getting bigger. That's what's happening. I'm getting bigger. As I'm getting older, I'm getting bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
When you age, that's just what happens.
Yeah, for real. A lot of, you know, as a rapper, as a performer in general, don't dance around too much because then you run out of breath. Obviously, right? You would think you would know that, but when the song is lit and you hype and the crowd's hyping you up, you just start jumping. You just start, start getting stupid, and then the verses, you just lose, the words. So you gotta have a backup man or a woman or something like that, hype man or whatever in the background. Somebody gotta fill in those spots. So whenever you can't say this part, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have him to say that. You gotta rehearse that. Like, hey, when I say this part, it's too low for me. It's like that. Like, say that part. Like, or it's too, like, say the high part. When I say this, you say that.
Because giving somebody else a chance that they could, that they do better than what you do. Yeah,
you can do it that way. But the song is yours. But it's the goal is for that person to say what you can't say because you ran out of breath.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. They'll be in the background and what? Hey, hyping you up, whatever. Not too hype, but the main thing I want to say is just don't get too hype. Think about your size. Think about your physical ability and capacity. I don't know how to explain that, but one thing that Sheldon said, he told me, he said, Mike, I saw you get winded. You know what I'm saying? You get winded over there. So you gotta slow it down. I'm energetic. I'm stupid crazy, and I let that spirit take over me. And so he said, you get winded. He said, you gotta slow it down. Now he said, take a look at some of the big artists. He said like, I'm not big, like famous, big artists. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They keep it in a certain area, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? He said you build like a 50 Cent, so you gotta move where you got confidence, like, but not too much. Mm-hmm. And I watched some of my videos, I'm like, dang, I was doing too much. If I was skinny, now that would have looked dope. I thought I was skinny when I was watching the video. I look at it like that boy was not skinny.
It puts like 10 pounds on you though. Cam puts 10 pounds on
you.
Yeah,
I wear a black shirt though. So,
make yourself look slimmer. Yes, black. Yeah. So just a couple more questions. What do you wish that Springfield music community would do better at? What do you feel?
This stuff right here, is what people need to do in Springfield. This is one of the top things, because this is something that's been on the mind for anybody that has an interest for artists. They had this in mind, but never got to do it. Most of the time, they don't. Me and LB Kwani, we had the idea. We did an interview ourselves because nobody else was gonna do it. Right. So we was just about it, and to have somebody actually make it happen is a miracle for everybody, man. It's like. I can't explain it, you know what I'm saying? You got to be humbled at that. Mm-hmm. This is what we need. What y'all doing is what we need, because nobody's gonna do it. I guess it's like a dead spirit in Springfield. Like when it comes to certain things, like they got the idea. They watch YouTube. They see all these dudes, the jumper. They watch all these interviewers, but nobody wants to do it. They feel like they can't do it. But sometimes I guess it takes somebody that got some expertise to them to actually say, oh, we can do this. Heck, what are we doing? Like, because I think most of the time the professionals go into professional businesses. Obviously, that's where our money is, right? But there's money anywhere. People are afraid to actually start somewhere where people are not doing stuff at. Right. And so when they first start, well, they're going to be the first to actually make history. You know what I'm saying? Springfield. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like with the code of life. Life is like the narrow way that nobody's taking. That's when you find life at and stuff like that. That's where you make history at. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's what Springfield needs. More performances too. Also, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to find performances other than talking to the Christian rap community. It's hard for me to find performances. People that I know go outside the city. They go outside the city and they just do whatever. That's good networking. You know what I'm saying? I hate driving. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's the problem. I hate driving. I get sleepy. That's just part of just my condition, but I get tired. So I would love to perform, but another thing, when I got invited to perform at the Odyssey, I wanted to perform, but it was too soon. I needed some time to get more people, like to call my people and stuff like that to come to support me. But it was like, when I heard about it, it was like a week later that the performance was going to be. I was like, that's not possible for me to get a bunch of people for that. Not for me. It's just not.
Right.
But I guess for me, I guess I just need some more time with that. You know what I'm saying?
So if there was like a venue that was just dedicated to hip hop and rap and stuff, that would probably be better.
Oh yeah, and like some re-imitating what the superstars do, because literally what they doing over there in either Atlanta or LA, what they're doing over there, we literally can do here. Like I literally can go buy a red carpet. There's so many people that's passionate about this, like what y'all doing. They would literally go out and give to you guys because they want to see it happen here. Right. But the problem is like who's going to do the job? You know what I'm saying? And if somebody can do that, then I would support them like hard. Right. You know, set out a red carpet or something like that, or make a little background.
That'd be cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I like that idea.
It's like
that was a cool idea.
Like y'all was doing that kind of at the Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? And that made people feel like, oh man, I'll keep this is motivation. So people can just if they make that happen here. Yeah. That's what we need, you know what I'm saying? So,
let's get to your last video. I was going to play this out. Tell me a little bit about it.
Okay, so coronavirus, this was about the coronavirus, right? And so there's a balance of the pros and cons that's happening during the coronavirus, and then also the social injustices that was happening too. So I was like, and the guy who came up with the idea wasn't me. It was this guy named Hamal Ali. I said at the beginning. He was at OTC. He hit me up when the coronavirus stuff happened. He said, man, you should make a song out of this. And I was like, dang, everybody's asking me to do that. But I don't know if I can make a song about this.
Yeah.
One day I couldn't sleep because I was having headaches. So I just like, I had to do something. So I got up and I was like, dang. I found a beat. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like whatever. Yeah. And I just started making up stuff, and I was like, oh, that was catchy. It sounds like a joke. And then when I made it, you know what I'm saying? It was a joke at first. Then I just started rapping about stuff, and I just got off topic. I got off topic first, but I started talking about how me and my homie J-Rap, we went to go, you do the little Second Amendment thing, right?
Right.
And met some friends there at the place where we bought all those Second Amendment thing. Yeah. And it felt like we was on a zombie apocalypse type of vibe, because it was like, dude, we're all coming together somehow. That's not what it felt like.
Right.
And there was some fun in that, so the gas got lowered, you know what I'm saying? It was some awesome stuff. And so, all the stuff that I experienced, I put it in there, you know what I mean? And, talking about reparations. Okay, so the first topic was the good and the bad that's going on during the coronavirus. The second one was about basically like people dying during it and stuff like that. People losing their jobs and stuff like that. And then the second one is about like the country and stuff like that, and like the reparations and stuff like that, and how they got off topic. They used it to get votes. So just the manipulation that happens during the viruses that be happening in America. But yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, so where can people find you on the interwebs to see
all
your other videos and such?
Yeah. YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud.
All under Young Zealous.
Young Zealous, yep. That's the same name. Facebook.
Okay.
Let's see, what else? TikTok, Young Zealous Z. 7. And Instagram, Young_Zealous.
Awesome.
It's like that.
Well, we'll have all of those links underneath, just in the comment section, the details section. So just look for that. I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a lot of fun, and I love your videos, dude. You're doing a great job, and I'm glad that that's out there. Yeah. Your kind of style of music is out there, because there's not really that much.
It's not, right.
So, guys, thanks for tuning in, and then until next time, we'll see you later.
I was talking to my homeboy Ali, Hamal Ali. He said, man, you should make a song out of the quarantine, y'all. I was like, hey, let's get it. I'ma talk about it. Hey, this what's going on. Hey, this what is going on right now in the coronavirus. It's gonna be history from now. Coronavirus. Hindsight is 2020, looking back. Coronavirus. I don't know what to believe right now. Hey, you just got rejected from what you wanted to do. Now you gotta think wise what you did with your money. Ain't it funny how it's 2020, and hindsight is vision 2020. When you looking back, we gon' see what really happened. I can't complain, cause they just lowered down the gas. And we used to complain that life is going fast, and it never took a break. Some people getting what they asked, and toilet paper, all of these things being rationed. I'm thinking to myself, all of these things you should have had it. Abusive relationships, they being shattered. Prejudice against Muslims, now we all wearing masks. This what is going on right now in the coronavirus. It's gonna be history from now. Coronavirus. Hindsight is 2020, looking back. Coronavirus. I don't know what to believe right now. Hey, boy, cover your mouth when you sneeze. Man, we dying in this thing, that's why we all 6 feet. And some people are telling jokes to get over the season. I'm sorry for what happened, you suffered a bereavement. I'm sorry though, you lost your job and you grieving. On Facebook Live, someone tried to turn me in, and I ain't finna be the one on the list of diseases. They talking crazy in the comments, the way they speaking. I had to go through that mug, I had to delete them. Somebody called the cops in the church, neighbors police, and they probably thinking, these Christians, yeah, we gon' teach them. The cops said they follow the rules, so keep on preaching. This what is going on right now in the coronavirus. It's gonna be history from now. Coronavirus. Hindsight is 2020, looking back. Coronavirus. I don't know what to believe right now. Hey. I remember politically they was debating, talking about slavery and all the reparations. They just want your vote, they don't care about us like MJ said. Any opportunity to change the topic, they gon' take it. Our ancestors, man, they don't wanna give them respect. They're like, how in the world we gon' pay you if our country's in debt? They contradict what they said. They said all of that, now they telling everybody that they getting stimulus check. Like, let that sit in your head. It started up in China, why in the world they treating Africans with disrespect? All the way in China, ain't got nowhere to lay they head. Now Africa finally uniting, they see that China trying to take their land. This what is going on right now in the coronavirus. It's gonna be history from now. Coronavirus. Hindsight is 2020, looking back. Coronavirus. I don't know what to believe right now. Hey, I was playing basketball the other day, and I thought I had the corona. Come to find out, I was just out of shape. Golly. That's it.